friends, I want to share with you what I'm up to today. I am making my Bunko girls a little Valentine's present, and if I wait till February, they won't get to enjoy but just for a couple of days, and we're meeting for dinner tonight, and this will be the perfect opportunity for me to give it to them. I'm going to show you the basic insides of this little Valentine gnome and show you how it's made, and if you have any questions beyond that, please feel free to ask me. But I want to show you that it is a sock filled with rice. I cut out a little felt and glued some cutout yarn on there, and then I made a paper cone for a head and covered it with a sock. So basically, stripped down from the beginning, I went to Dollar Tree and bought some of the tube socks, and this is what I have here. I filled it, I found a glass that was 3 cups, filled it up, put my sock over the cup, turned it upside down, and it filled the sock perfectly. Don't try to pour scoops into the sock, it just won't work. I gathered up with a rubber band, I gathered up a little nose just with my hands and used another rubber band. So I have a rubber band here and a rubber band here. Got this big bag of rice at Walmart for less than $5. Now after I filled up my little body of rice, I cut off the ankle part just about right here, and then I made his little body. So he's actually 2 layers, the little body. And then for the beard, a little triangle of felt. For his hat, made a paper cone and hot glued it on the top of that. This is how I fill my sock up. Can't do this really one-handed. Just work it on down with 2 hands until your sock is full of rice. And this is how you get the pink little nose. Get it real good all the way around the edges. I want to give you a little more explanation about my beard. My beard on the back side is 4 inches by 3 inches long, and then I cut out my little curve to fit up under my nose. The way I did it was super labor intensive. I just happened to have an hour a week or so ago, and I cut out a bunch of the little 1/2-inch pieces of this big thick Chanel yarn. It was in my stash instead of me going out and buying fun fur or the fuzzy yarn, but that's certainly the easier way to do it. But I just glued about 8 rows of little pieces of yarn is how mine, but I love the way mine turned out. But if you've got the time to do it, this is what it'll look like if you use that yarn. Okay, for the cone for the hat, you're going to need at least 1 sheet of cardstock for each doll, and there's no right or wrong way. I just kind of rolled it up, and I'm going to trim this cone up so it'll fit right on where I'm just hot gluing my cone on top of my sock like that. Now as far as my body, this is where I cut it off, just the bottom of the heel, and then for the hat I just cut it across. So you see how much I'm cutting off the little black one, and you see how much I'm cutting off of the body one. Now I'm just going to open this up, put this on him. Okay, I am stretching the little sock all the way up to the hat, and I'm running a bead of glue right here and then just stretching it up and getting the body covered. Now for the beard, with that little notch, I'm going to hot glue it real snug up under his nose so there's really no gap whatsoever. Alright, I slipped my sock over my cone and I turned it up just a little bit to make a cuff. I haven't hot glued it yet, but I'm going to hot glue it all the way around. But you see how I turned it up all around the edges and keep it snug up around his nose. And then since the toe of the socks has a little seam, I'm going to kind of gather it up and poke it in the top of my cone a little bit just so it don't look so much like a sock. And then I'm going to hot glue my little pom-pom up there in the top. Alright, here are my 7 little Valentine gnomes. Let me explain to you why this one right here is a little smaller. That was my very first attempt to make these, and I actually cut my white inside sock a little too short, and instead of having to make a special trip to Dollar Tree to buy more socks, I just made him a little smaller. I saw this idea a few months ago when people were making Christmas gnomes, and I thought how cute would it be to make a Valentine themed one. And of course I love to make my Bunko girls things when I can, and I think they'll really like these. Let me just explain to you how I finished it off. After I tied the twine around the waist, I took the tails and tied on a little punched out cardstock that I just printed on. To Gnome you is to love you. I had a little heart bead that I put on the knot, and then just some ribbon, a wooden heart, and I punched out some little glitter hearts and a little pom-pom on top. So that kind of finished them out. But I think it's just enough little embellishment that they definitely have a Valentine theme. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it inspired you in some way, and I really hope that I showed you enough of the inside process that you can figure it out if you're interested in making one. But don't hesitate to send me a message, and I'll be glad to help you any way I can. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.